Dear students, let us now look at the language used in the play and the name of the people. The play that was written by HENRIK IBSEN. Okay, and the name of the people has used the different language devices to flourish the play and to accompany the message, to make the message reach the audience effectively. There are various figures of speech that have been used in this play. They affect themes and the message in one way or another. The first is symbols. In the name of the people, there are things or ideas that has been used to stand for other issues. The following are some. Spar-bases. If you look carefully at the way spar-bases are being used, we realize that they stand for people's life in this society. The fact that the spar-bases are contaminated shows that there are bad elements in people's behavior. So when Dr. Stockman wants to decontaminate them, it means he wants to bring back the social order, which is now missing. The use of spar-bases have been very carefully used to show the extent to which the society is. It needs realignment. So spar-bases are used to symbolize people's lives. Another symbol is the stones. Stones collected by Dr. Stockman as symbol of optimism. Dr. Stockman collects the stones and he wants to show his children when they grow up. That shows that Dr. Stockman believes that things will change for better and the stones will be but history. That is to say, Dr. Stockman regards the social evils prevailing in the community as something temporary. He thinks all those will come to pass. So he fights while believing that he will win the war, and although he is almost single-handed, but his children or the people in the country will live better life. Okay, apart from symbolism, iron have also been used. Okay, so example, the people call Dr. Stockman as an enemy of the people. But this is ironical because in actual sense, Dr. Stockman is the one who is a man of the people or a friend of the people. The title, as I said, talks about an enemy of the people. Because he is not, in fact. Another figure of speech is similes. Similes have been used in this play. Check on page 112. There are words like party leaders are like hungry wolves. On page 78, they are like goats in the garden. They damage everything they touch. On page 46, every word falls like a sledgehammer. Page 29, I know our local authority like the palm of my hand. On page 5, they have got appetites like young horses. Apart from that, we also have hyperbole. In another people, we see the overstatement. I know it says, I mean, in one of the characters says, I know you have got more brains than the whole town put together, but you are very easily fooled all the same. And this can be seen on page 63. You can hardly imagine how an individual can have more brains than that, all the people in the town. So this is a constant exaggeration. Apart from that, we see also idioms. In an of the people, idioms are being used. And this can help to improve our English, especially if we study the meaning of each idiom. On page 23, the idiom is, I thought she was pulling my leg, to play a joke on somebody, right? So pulling one's leg is just to play a joke. On page 35, to pay through the nose. This means to pay very highly for something. I have been working my fingers to the bone on page 13. This means to work very hard. I have been working my fingers to the bone. Okay, apart from idioms, in this play, proverbs have also been used. And on page 109 or 109, there is a proverb that says, an animal has to take food where it finds it. On page 93, a man should never wear his best trousers when he goes out to fight for truth and freedom. And on page 114, the strongest man in the world is the one who stands alone. Okay, so dear students, apart from the language used, let us now look at the themes found in the play. The first theme is patriotism. Patriotism is just like to say an extreme love of one's country. In any of the people, we see Dr. Stockman being portrayed as a lover of his country. Love for one's country amounts to patriotism. So in this play, other characters like Peter, other characters like Billy, those are not patriots. Many of them are for their own interests. So patriotism is amounted to this character, Dr. Stockman, with his family, including his wife and the children. So in order to bring changes in our societies, people need to be patriots, or they need to be patriotic. And if we want to be patriotic, you have to understand that patriotism needs courage, because on the cause, you will find sometimes being alone, people disappointing you and the others not supporting you, while others try to humiliate you. So you have to understand that patriotism needs a greater sacrifice. Dear students, apart from patriotism, we also see betrayal. This play shows that there are people who are not faithful to other people who depend on them. For example, the editors of the Hillard, Mr. Billing and Mr. Hofstad, at first promised Dr. Stockman their support when they say they will print his article in their newspapers. The latter totally betrayed Dr. Stockman. They refused to print the article. So this shows that in our society, when we want to bring changes, we should not expect support from other people a lot, because otherwise people may fail us. We have to depend on our own courage and determination, and that is what will help us achieve our goals of bringing about changes in our society. And dear friends, changing the world needs people who will have to act like mad people, fearing nothing in the world. And Dr. Stockman is one of those characters. Peter Stockman is another betrayer or another traitor. As a mayor, he was supposed to support Dr. Stockman, but he turned against him by barring or deciding that the article should not be published on the newspapers. Ladies and gentlemen, another theme is hypocrisy. We are unfortunate that our societies are full of hypocrites or hypocrites. These people, they are the ones who do not practice what they preach. In other people, there are people like Mr. Homestead and Mr. Billing, the professional journalists. They claim that they are liberal and independent thinkers, but in actual sense, they are not. They depend on political leaders. They practice quite contrary to what they are heard preaching. This is evidence through their promise to Dr. Stockman in printing the article. They later turn against him. They betray him. They are traitors. They do not deserve any other label than hypocrites. Right? Okay, another theme is the freedom of press. That most of the press are controlled by the politicians. We say there is freedom of press when journalists and news stakeholders can do their work without interference from the political leaders or other people. But it is unfortunate in this play, we see that the news editors are controlled by people in authorities like Mr. Peter. So Mr. Holstad and Mr. Aslaskan, when they want to print Dr. Stockman's article on his discovery, Peter wants to please the rich. Peter wants to please the rich. This is dangerous because by not printing by Dr. Stockman's work, disease will continue to kill people, right? So, and unfortunately, people do not know. Therefore, they are being killed slowly. So, journalists need to be free. Journalists need to be free in thinking, to be free in doing whatever they want to do without interference from political leaders or the rich people. Because most of the time, rich people are for the interest of their own. Right. Okay. Apart from that, another theme is bad leadership and irresponsibility. So we have witnessed this a lot because Peter, Mr. Peter, okay, who is called Peter Stockman in this play, is indicated because he is a symbol of leadership. It shows how other leaders are uncaring. He is careless. He doesn't care about the welfare of the people, and therefore he is irresponsible. That is why even when he reads about the discovery on the spar-bathys, he doesn't want to take action. He wants people to continue being killed by the diseases due to contamination of the spar-bathys. So that is not a good leadership. So leaders, for people to be leaders, they have to understand that the welfare of the people is what matters most. Another thing is women's status in the society. In an enemy that people, only two active women, namely Catherine and Petra, are seen. The two women have been portrayed as revolutionary and active members of the society. This is because they are active, because they support Dr. Stockman. Although Catherine was at first a flight of supporting her husband, she later decided to change her mind. We may say that she is now aware of the existing situation in the society. So, like her father, Petra has been portrayed as someone who believes in the truth. It seems Petra is a patriot, a lover of her country. She is used to show that educated women can act as an example to other women. Another theme, ladies and gentlemen, is ignorance. In another people, we see an unfortunate situation. Many people who are referred to as the solid majority are ignorant. They do not know anything about sanitation in a moral decay. That is why they do not understand Dr. Stockman when he talks about the contaminated spar-bathys. They want him to stop saying whatever he wants to say. And I think this is because they have been brainwashed by the leaders like Peter Stockman and the news editors, Homestead, etc. So the appeal of Dr. Stockman to people like this is that they ought to be given education. So lack of education is what makes them become ignorant. So education is very, very important if we need to bring changes in our societies, because otherwise, whatever I want to say to the people who are ignorant, they will never accept us. Okay, right? Another thing is corruption and blackmail. So corruption and blackmail. In this play, the mayor who uses his power to force Mr. Billing and Mr. Hofstad to stop printing Dr. Stockman's article is corrupt. It's just corrupting them. The use of one's position that way amounts to blackmail, which is a form of corruption. We have to, as leaders, we have to leave independent organs like those of journalism to do their best to help the people. So corruption is an enemy of development. Politicians are normally accused of interfering in professions of other people, like the doctors and teachers. So they think they are above the law. Please, if you want to become a leader, dear students, I advise you to try to work for the interest of the people and not your own interests. You should not be corrupt like Peter Stockman. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. But I leave you with the question: do you think this play is relevant to our society? Thank you very much. Ciao.